My name is Vicky Pena. I'm the SLP that will be doing your parent interview. We're going to be talking about your daughter Mary and your name
Molly. Yeah.
Molly. Hi.
Hi.
Before anything, do you have any questions or anything you want to know about or ask me before we start going into further?
The basic. I'm just worried about my child's speech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to cover that as best we can, and we're going to try and get a good picture of what her language skills are right now and how we can best move forward to help her. So first, the education level of you and your partner in the house and your occupation.
Well, when it comes to me and my husband, we both completed high school.
Okay.
That's our highest education. And for me, I work at a retail store.
Okay.
I'm a cashier. I actually work from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. It actually depends if they need me.
So lots of different hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
But most of the time, from 9 to 10.
Okay.
I need the money. Our financial situation is not the best right now.
Okay. And your husband works in?
He works in construction.
Construction.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he home more often because he works a certain hours, or does he also work the same
It actually varies depending on the day, but
Okay.
most of the time he works from Monday to Sunday. Oh no, sorry, from Monday to Saturday, if not mistaken. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And what language is spoken at home? I know in the paper it said English is spoken at home, and Mary only really, when she does speak, it's English words. What do you and your husband speak? Or
We both, at home we both trying to incorporate only English.
okay.
For example, from his side, he was born and raised in this country. I was born and raised in the United States as well, but my family is from Ecuador.
Okay.
But as per my mom, she didn't used to speak Spanish to me because she said it was gonna confuse me as a child. So I do the same with my baby.
Okay, so she's only spoken to in English.
Yes.
She doesn't speak Spanish at all. She doesn't recognize it.
No, she hasn't been exposed.
Okay. So not a lot of exposure to second language.
No.
That's fine. And do you know of do you have other children in the house? I think you have she has older siblings, right?
Yes, I actually do. I have two more.
Okay.
My oldest is 8 and the middle one is 6.
Okay. And how are the children also, I'm assuming, only speak English?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And they go to school. How is the interaction between your older kids and Mary? How do they play together? Give me a scenario where they're all playing a game together or in the house together.
Wow, that's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get along with the baby, as usually,
She's the baby, right?
She's the baby.
Yeah.
And as usually, the oldest one are the mean one.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's because the baby is very, very spoiled. She gets frustrated very easily.
Okay.
She just wants to be on the iPad. So there's not a lot of interaction between them.
Okay. I mean, she's little compared to the 8-year-old, but I'm sure there's probably times where they're together, and if she's asking for something or she wants his attention, how does she go about kind of trying to get his attention? Or your other child, Emily, she's 5.
Yeah. Most of the time, she just goes to them and she points at whatever she wants.
Okay, she gestures a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she doesn't really say too many words to them?
No, not really. And when she does, it's probably one word.
Who would you say that she speaks to the most in the household? Who does she communicate with the most?
To me, because I actually can understand whatever she's saying, even though she's not using any type of words.
And just if you can remember, Mary's 2 years and 7 months. When Brendan, your son, or Emily, your daughter, was the same age, how can you compare their language development to Mary's now?
It's a huge difference.
Okay.
I think I am living a different experience now with my baby because, for example, with my other 2 babies, they talk non-stop.
Okay.
Non-stop the whole day. And now with my baby, I pray every single day just to get one word out of her mouth. And it's usually Papa.
Okay, so she says Papa.
Like, it's
often.
very basic.
Okay. All right. Any changes in family structure? For example, you work in retail, your husband works in construction, and Mary is little. She doesn't attend school yet, right?
No, not yet. We're thinking about it because, you know, it could help us. It would be a big relief because right now it's my niece, the one that's taking care of her.
Yes, I was gonna say, who spends a lot of time with Mary?
My niece. She's
Okay.
19. Yeah.
Okay.
But I try to take her once a week to a music class,
Okay.
and she actually enjoys it.
How does she respond there? How does she interact with the teacher or the children? How is her experience there?
She's very playful.
Okay.
The only issue is she doesn't use any words.
Okay. But her gestures and her mannerisms,
Yes.
she's happy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good.
She's a very happy child.
Okay, that's great. Another thing is, does she often lose her temper? How is she when she's frustrated? How does she try to communicate her frustrations or what she wants with you?
Yeah.
What does it look like, an
Almost.
episode of like her losing her temper?
It is almost every day to this point. For example, the other day she wanted water. I couldn't understand at first what she was saying, and she went to she went into the kitchen, and she threw herself into the floor. She was crying for like 3 to 4 minutes nonstop.
Okay.
I was very frustrated at first.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it can be like that. You know, they're crying and you want to help them, you want to know what they want. But were you eventually able to figure out what it was that she needed and calm her down? Like, how was that? How were you able to?
I know it's bad to say, but I got a little bit mad at her. So what she did was she went straight into the fridge, and then she showed me, she pointed at the water, and that's it. The problem was resolved. But like, that's an everyday scenario with the baby.
Another question that'll help us paint more of a picture. Is there a family history of any speech problems with you, your husband, or even your children, or siblings that you may have?
I don't think it counts, but I used to stutter a lot
Okay.
when I was nervous, and even like my oldest child, he does it not frequently, but I know like there's times when he just stuttered, same as me.
Okay.
But I don't know if it counts.
I think it's just important to just have a clear picture of everything that's around Mary, and you know that she's exposed to, or what you've been exposed to also. Did you ever have speech for your child or for yourself, your older son or you, or?
No, because for like, according to my mom, I used to speak a lot when I was little, and same for my baby, so I didn't see it was an issue.
Okay. So your biggest concern with Mary right now is her, like, you know, if you had to say what your biggest concern is and what you would want us to try and work
She's
on.
not producing any words.
Okay. Sort of communicating.
Communication is not the best. She's already 2,
Yeah.
and there's only what, maybe 1 word pronunciation.
Okay. A question, is she clumsy? I know I read here that she has strabismus. Is she wearing glasses for that? Does she wear them?
Well, she is very clumsy, and the doctor did prescribe some glasses, but I am afraid she might lose it, so she doesn't wear any glasses for now.
Okay. When she was wearing them, or when she did have them, did you notice her motor skills changing? Was she a little bit less clumsy, or were the glasses, they didn't really affect that at all?
Yeah, she was way better.
Okay.
Way better. But as I say, my only issue is like she's too little. She doesn't know how to leave the glasses on. So I decided just to take it off for now.
Okay. All right. Maybe when we see her, we'll be able to see with the glasses how it may help and help with her motor skills. You know, we're gonna go into basic developmental milestones. Were there any concerns? So she walked at 18 months. And she started saying single words here. It says 16 months. Do you have any other concerns that you have with her development so far? I know we talked about her lack of words and communication, but anything else?
My apologies, but the person who pointed out that my baby was having like some speech problems was my mother.
Mm-hmm.
I am not very knowledgeable when it comes to like the milestones, so if you could help me with it.
Well, how old was she when she started babbling?
9 months, I guess.
9 months, okay.
Yeah.
And does she ever say any two-word, like, combinations, like, not that, or I know, any type of two words combinations, or is it only just single words that she's using?
It's just only single words.
Okay.
And not always, of course.
Okay. When she does speak, it's single words. Also, a little bit about the medical history. How was your pregnancy? How was the delivery? How was that experience for you and for Mary?
It was very traumatic. Okay. And I think it actually affected the baby because during my first trimester, I was smoking and drinking, but I didn't know I was expecting a baby by the time. And then when we did find out that we were expecting the baby, me and my husband, we used to argue a lot because we were having some financial issues at home.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that affects the baby because when I was 35 weeks, I had like cesarean, and I think the doctors called it emergency cesarean, I guess.
Yes. Right.
Yes, right. So the baby was not receiving enough oxygen, so they had to take her out.
Yeah, that must have been a very scary experience.
Yeah, it was very traumatic.
Okay, well, she was in the NICU for
3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And another question about her medical history. Her hearing. Has she had hearing exam? Does she have frequent ear infections?
She does have a frequent ear infection, but I haven't got her to run some exams on her ear because she actually listen fine.
Okay.
So it is just the infection, I guess.
Okay, so she's had lots of ear infections, and what does the doctor do when she gets just prescribed something, or how does that work?
He prescribes some drops into the ear to set.
Okay. And she hasn't had a complete audiological exam, like with an audiologist to check her ears?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right.
Because as I say, she can listen, like she understands. The issue is with her getting like the frequent infection.
Okay. Do you have any other questions or concerns that you wanna ask me, or that you would like us to touch base on before we meet Mary and have a little bit more?
Is there anything I can do as a parent to help her out? I don't know if there's something that I'm doing wrong.
And as a parent, we all want always to do the best for our kids, and it sounds like you are trying to get her to be able to communicate as best you can, and just encouraging her to use words, and staying positive, and we'll move forward, and we'll be able to help her as best as we can, and then we'll be able to help you so you can have the tools also to help her. But once we meet Mary, we'll have more information, and then it'll paint more of a picture. So I hope that this was helpful, and I want you to know if you need anything, you can reach out to me. You have our email, you have my email, and we are here for anything that you may need. But we're very excited to help Mary and help your family, and hopefully we'll be able to help with her communication.
Just to verify, this is the email that you listed, right?
Yes.
All right.
It is. It was very nice meeting you, Molly.
Likewise.
And we'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.